Hello, and welcome back to the channel. And might I say, finally, because we made it to Season 2 of Heroes in the Shadows. Now, I've dug into the comic and manga archives of both old and new to bring you, as the theme of the season is, bigger and better. And to start us off on the right track, I decided, today's episode, we're focusing on a manga series so popular and yet undersold, written and illustrated by Kishimoto himself. No, not Misashi, the creator of Naruto, but his younger brother Seishi, in the tale of Geo Freed. But first, let that new intro rock so Season 2 can finally begin. Geo Freed is a young boy who has one dream and one dream only: to take over the world. It's kind of morbid for such a young mind, but unbeknownst to Geo, his ideals and his body aren't just his own. Geo is actually Satan in the flesh. This manga in Japan is respectfully titled 666 Satan, but here in America we know it as Opart's Hunter. Named by the fact that people seek these treasures of Oparts, or OOPA, standing for out of place artifacts, and the technicians are the people who seek them, so the hunters are the OPTs, Oparts technicians. Now that we got the explanation out of the way, let's get into the story. In a futuristic slum-torn world, a young girl named Ruby Crescent is in search of Oparts, becoming a treasure hunter like her father once was. She finds aid in the form of a strange boy draped in ragged clothes with two tones of hair, half black and half white. That is Geo Freed. By the way, I love a story where the main character isn't the first person we meet. I think that's pretty cool. Now, Geo is a loner and kind of a dick to her at first, but when they come across an OPT who calls himself Satan, Geo steps up to defend Ruby, and in doing so ends up getting slumped. I mean, put straight knocked out. This boy was dogged. To which he then unconsciously taps into his true potential and showing this poser who Satan really is. Now Ruby is shocked at such a powerful and evil spirit that lives within young Geo, but she ultimately decides to be there for him as he was for her. Geo, however, wakes up with no memory of transforming into this hellish entity that lives within him, but it got the job done. Now let's dive a little bit deeper to talk about the history of these events, because this isn't the first time that Geo's true self takes form. See, Geo had a village and a friend named Jin, until a vicious attack occurred that left his friend's family deceased. Jin was orphaned. As Geo awoke, the whole village blamed him and forced him into exile, to which later he would be raised by wolves. Having learned how to survive on his own, the wolves then guided Geo to the real world, where he was then left on his own until this day when he met Ruby Crescent. So after the fight with the fake Satan, Geo would stay with Ruby as her bodyguard to be paid at a later date, but for him this was just an excuse because he really needs a friend. Now let's talk about Oparts in depth. Oparts are usually weapons of some kind having untapped abilities of their own. Geo sports Zero, which is a boomerang Opart that has the ability to transform for certain situations. These transformations are called classes. For Zero, A class is Shiki, B class is Shin, and C class is R. Zero's ability is to double the power of his strikes, but double can go to triple with A, quadruple with B, and 5 times with C. So the stronger the rank, the stronger the hit. And this is where I leave you, the viewers. Go and check out these stories for yourselves, because here at Heroes in the Shadows, we focus on the stories of the first appearances or origin points of the characters and giving insight to comic and manga characters who do not yet have a small or big screen appearance. So now it's up to you guys to go out and read it for yourselves, in which, in doing so, you actually end up supporting the books even further, to the point where they might just get enough buzz to end up on TV or the big screen. Thank you for making it this far in the video. I just want you guys to know that I've seen and heavily appreciated the love that you guys have shown during the first season. So I gotta let you know that this season's theme is bigger and better once again. So I'm going to kick out more than just 10 episodes this season. I'm actually aiming for 20 or maybe more than that. And my only goal is to introduce you guys and girls alike to some more superheroes that you've never heard of before. This is Kensuchi. This has been Heroes in the Shadows, produced to you by Rage Theory. Take care.